All right, welcome all. Welcome to our Wake Up ESA movement. As part of this Energile early birds. We are here with a very big mission to build, to create the new leadership for the new year. All right, welcome, and to live a happy, healthy, harmonious, abundant, wealthy, freedom lifestyle. In a way, how we can be 100% committed, 100% taking the ownership, 100% taking the responsibility by living the code of honor, as well as bringing the 100% self-reliance, 100% committed decision making, 100% being and thinking, brave thinking and possibility thinking, with the 100% taking inspired actions, with the 100% resourcefulness, with the 100% taking the mutual accountability, keeping and taking the divine partnership and living our life full in all areas of our life. So today's being a Friday, we do the book breakthrough. In this book breakthrough, today Ashok is going to present an awesome, amazing book, one of the best books. It's called U Square, a high velocity formula for multiplying your personal effectiveness in quantum leaps. And this particular book really promotes an unconventional strategy for achieving breakthrough performance. The powerful new method replaces the concept of attaining the gradual, incremental success through our massive efforts. And in a way that how it can really, bring multiple pieces together. There are about 18 key components for building the massive success while expending the less effort. It's not literally less effort, basically like a seed. Seed also is a small, but it brings the kind of magnificence within it, right? The same way how we can really live the extra large life by multiplying our personal effectiveness, quitting, trying harder, thinking beyond what common sense would allow, and make your move before you are ready, looking inside for the opportunity, and many more. So the book titled U Square, high velocity formula for multiplying your personal effectiveness in quantum leads. And this particular book has been referred by many. It's one of the recent books, and which has very wider reach across the globe, and it's one of the most important books in the personal effectiveness space, especially in bringing the quantum growth space. So listen on and treat as if the universe has a special plan for each of us to listen to this, to go through this, and take each and every word, every insight from this book as if it is universe coming and telling you a secret for you, to bring out the you to the infinity. Yes, the U Square by Ashok. Back to you, Ashok. Rock and shine.
Thanks, Mahendiran. Okay, thanks. Am I audible? Okay, yeah. I'm not in mute. Okay, great.
Yes,
so
yes. Just put it in a presentation mode. That will be great. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Perfect. Yeah.
So this book has been, I think, Bob Proctor recommends this book, and I think he makes this book he makes it more he presents this book a lot, and then based on his recommendation, I think this book has become one of the largest, one of the most popular books. So this gives an unconventional way of thinking. So so far, if we think in our life, okay, study well, do this, you'll get a job, and if perform well in the job, you'll get more increments, and all the things what we learn, what we are been taught. So do an incremental way, not try something beyond what you're capable of. Not going above and beyond, like being a sportsman or something with superhuman capabilities, like an athlete. Some athletes can perform in that super level, which is at a quantum leap sort of a thing. Or some entrepreneurs who live out the conventional way of doing things, and they try a different thing, and they stick to it, even though the others are saying, okay, no, it is not safe, you can lose, and no matter what, they try it. So that's something of a quantum leap. They go from where they are to a much quantum, like an exponential level of performance or anything of that sort. So the author starts with this fly, the fly which is stuck in the windowsill. So it is trying to get out of the enclosure, which is a house, which is a room here in one of the hotel rooms, and it's trying to fly harder and harder. I think some of the times we are being told, okay, try harder. What you're trying to do is not less. Try even harder at your work or wherever. Study harder, and so that doesn't help. In this case, if you look at it, trying harder makes this fly even weaker than going out of this conventional windowsill. So for that, the fly has to think differently. Is there any other open doors which it can fly? Like 10 seconds of flying the opposite way, there's a door which is open, which it can easily go and come out of this bondage. I think similar to that, I think we have been programmed, or probably the habits what we do. Sometimes that can be some sort of an enclosure, and we are trying harder and harder to change our habits, and it's not happening. So here the author thinks, okay, try something differently. Do something different on a regular basis. So here he talks about strategies like, okay, fine. If you're trying to cross this wall, try if there's a door open, or try to cross the wall by jumping on top of it, or trying to go under the wall, or try something else. And also he gives another example of, if you want to cross a river, try going downstream instead of trying to go upstream, or something of that sort. Yeah, in this case, the quantum leap doesn't have to be hard. We perceive it to be hard. So that's the thing. So intensifying our efforts produces nothing except bigger problems in this case, because the fly is going to burn out. And trying harder produces only incremental gains, not quantum leaps. If I have a product and if I have to sell, and if I'm trying harder and harder, I will be selling, okay, instead of selling 2-3 products, I'll be selling 5-6 products. And even harder if try the next day, and I'll be selling 8-9 products maybe. So it's just incremental. So instead of that, try something different. So try to think in a different way. He also tells, okay, instead of driving to work, instead of taking the same route, try a different route. So in a way, we are trying to break our patterns. So everyone have one pattern or the other pattern. So here the author is trying to say, okay, don't follow what you have been doing. Try something different. And he also says, try to be illogical. We always think, okay, yeah, this is common sense. Yeah, come on. If you have to do this, you have to do this way. But here the author says, try to be illogical. Try to go, don't follow the convention. So, and he said, and basically think in a fresh perspective, so if this is a very small book, and here he gives out what do you say, like, to start thinking, for us to start thinking in a different way, different approach, and instead of trying, have a fresh perspective. That's what the author calls, makes us think. And sometimes he says, we don't give ourselves permission to soar like the fly which is being stuck. So, and rather than having limits or obstacles, he says quantum leaps means moving outside your mental boundaries. So quantum leaps, one of the things which physicists talks about, the quantum physicist, it's a terminology where the particle moves from something where it's the particle makes this quantum jump. So it has no base. So it leaves its current base and takes this leap, takes this jump. And none of the bases are covered. And it's an easy jump for the particle to take place. That is what is called as a quantum, that's what the quantum physics talks about, quantum mechanics, what the particle does. So that is what the author is referring about, make a quantum jump, quantum leap, where don't see for, don't see for logic, don't see for proof, don't see for, okay, if I'm here, if I do this, no, I don't think. So those logical steps is not going to help you make this breakthrough of a quantum leap. That's the reason why he keeps telling us to think differently and do things differently. Abandoning our current, current habits or patterns. So you go break through your squared implies explosive jumps from a personal performance, put you on far beyond the next logical step. And this is not incremental at all. The quantum leap which is it's exponential. It is geometrically exponential thing. This high velocity moves carries you to a dramatically higher performance levels. And he says it is not that we think, okay, it's going to be really hard. That's the reason why we are not trying to do. So he says it's not hard. Once you start thinking differently and start doing things differently, it is much easy. What we are trying to do hard, trying to do much with more harder, it could be much easier, just like how he says, instead of trying to swim upstream on the river, try to swim downstream. It could be that easy. And also he talks about this thing called a ladder. So when you're trying to do incrementally, you are jumping. You're jumping a couple of steps, and instead of 4 or 5 steps, you're jumping from 5. You start taking steps in the ladder, 1, 2, 3 steps, and then you skip out like 5 or 10 steps, and then you are at the 11th or 12th step. So that's sort of a leap, with you're jumping literally. You're not taking all the steps. Some other things which he talks, try to think differently, do things differently, and also it will throw you out of balance, and it can create anxiety. If you're feeling comfortable, if something you're trying, and if you feel very comfortable, then that's not going to lead to a higher breakthrough. It says if it makes you uncomfortable, makes you more anxious, makes you more unsettled, that is what could help you have this breakthrough. I think I missed one of the quotes. Okay. So he says it's similar to what Albert Einstein talks about. Albert Einstein talks about this insanity thing, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So we are coming out of that sort of a pattern, thinking freshly in a different perspective. And another thing he talks about is have a crystal clear vision of what you're trying to get. So if you have a crystal clear goal, then you don't have to, and then not to worry about the processes. Okay, how am I going to achieve this thing? Now, don't worry about the processes or the steps involved. As long as you have a big picture of what needs to be done, then the small steps, then the goal is what will take you. I'm sure even in Think and Grow Rich, he talks about the same thing. Have a much bigger goal, and which shakes you off and which makes you start thinking in different ways and trying to achieve. So your mind itself will start making up plans for doing it. If you think about in terms of the limitations or possibilities or being comfortable, that is not going to help us in achieving this big breakthroughs. And similarly, I think even in 7 Habits and the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey, he talks about have a mission for your life, have a mission for the family. And here also we have some sort of a, have intention for your financial goals, have intention for your relationship goals, have intentions for each and everything in your life. And those are your big rocks, and try to prioritize them. When you're making your plans for the day, having priorities based on the importance level, and that's what helps us think towards the big picture, and instead of being caught up in some of the chores and other things, what thing in our daily life, we start focusing. If we have a crystal clear big image, we always start thinking with regards to that, and not worry about the processes. Somehow or some way, thinking differently and trying differently will help you in doing this thing. And he also talks about having faith, have faith on yourself, faith on the universe, faith on being able to break through, expect it. I'm sure Mahendiran also says, expect manifestation to happen, expect things to, manifest. Thinking over this, Joe Vitale, he tells, he is one of the manifestation gurus. He talks, it seems that he comes across people where they say that, okay, I'm manifesting for the last 100 days, 200 days, nothing is happening. I'm writing my affirmations every day, but nothing seems to, this manifestation doesn't work, sort of a thing. When they tell that to Joe Vitale, he says, universe provides inspiration. He calls it as divine inspiration. Okay, like divine inspiration. Okay, why don't you do something of this sort? But the person doesn't take that that inspiration, and doesn't take that inspiration and proceed with it. The person who, this is from the universe. Universe is providing you the divine inspiration, but the person is not taking action. So when a person doesn't take action, what's going to happen? The manifestation doesn't work. The manifestation works only if someone takes, when the universe provides this divine inspiration, you need to take massive action on it, and that is when the manifestation really works, because that inspiration is what the universe is providing for the manifestation. And what else? So, and also Joe Vitale talks that money loves speed. So if you're taking small steps, it's not going to work. If you're comfortable, it's not going to help. So there's a lot of similarities we can put together with U Square, with what Joe Vitale talks. And also, if I look the previous book breakthrough, which I was talking about, the fast lane millionaire, which has the slow lane and the fast lane. Fast lane is nothing but a quantum leap. The entrepreneur always is uncomfortable. He always tries a different thing. He's always open for the things and tries to push himself, not following conventional stuff, based on, there's a lot of similarities. If you look at even Rich Dad Poor Dad, all the things. Finally, I think we are talking about the same things, where, following our intuition, following our whatever the inspirations, what we get, and trying things differently, thinking in terms differently, is what will propel us in having this breakthrough. I think there's one entrepreneur which I feel who has been having this quantum leap, Elon Musk. In all his endeavors, he keeps pushing. I would say most of the entrepreneurs are doing this quantum leap. I think Elon Musk takes it to another level, because he does it in different industries, which I don't think I have ever come across any entrepreneur who has worked in automobile, space, AI, solar, and so many other industries, and Twitter, social media. He is pretty much whatever we can think of. He's in all the industries. He's one of the master person who has been doing this quantum leap, and his growth is just phenomenal. It is totally of geometric progression, like exponential levels. Similarities with what the author talks about and what he's been doing is pretty much what it is, total quantum leap. with regards to his trying out things which are unconventional, even though people keep saying, okay, the space, there's no way a private company can have the space mission. So he goes above and beyond and made it possible. Even in the last spaceship, which got burnt out or which didn't work, he was happy, because this is what differentiates between a person who is accepting, failures, losses, learning from it, and triumphing from those lessons. He was very happy, even though it pissed off certain regulatory bodies that the kind of environmental damage happened. He was very, very happy, because if he hadn't done it, he wouldn't have known it. If he hadn't known it, he wouldn't be able to, progress. If you look at all the rocket ships which had failure, and the things what he learned, and how he is able to propel himself, being able to go to space and being able to go to the moon, and trying to build a spaceship now. So that is phenomenal, and which is ruthless with regards to putting all he has, no matter what, even though it was leading him for his bankruptcy. If we look a couple of years ago, when he had a series of those rockets failure, he was still pursuing it no matter what. It also, even the Tesla stocks were getting hammered because of his experiments with this rockets. But he changes, he proved us all wrong. And even Tesla, people said it's not going to be massively produced. It cannot be mass produced, and it cannot be mass because of all the infrastructure changes which has to be done with regards to charging and other things. He also proved us wrong. So I think he is a true person who has done this, and he bounces back from each and every setbacks. So, and he also encourages others in his firm, in his enterprise, to take risks, and he's willing to bet big on those on his ideas and on others' ideas, and that's how he's been so successful. The U Square book is a very small book, so mainly he provides mainly points. It's up to us at what direction we need to look into, and in what ways it's going to help us. The author doesn't provide us those steps, because each person is different. Each person, what we are trying to accomplish is different, and what we have to face is different, and where we are in our life is different. So financial or entrepreneurial or career or relationship or legendary or any or spiritual or charity. So he leaves us to think. So every day, what the author tells us, do something different. Like, going to a work, instead of following the traditional route, try a different route. Instead of brushing your teeth with your right hand, try to brush your teeth with the left hand, which creates a different kind of thinking. Try different, instead of, even though it seems illogical, try to do it, because once you start thinking in different ways, you can start. I think that's pretty much what I got out of this book. So instead of being incremental, try to do something out of the box. That is what I get. I think that's pretty much. If anyone has any questions or any clarifications, I'm open. Thank you.
That's wow. So thank you so much. And, especially this is a very powerful slide about Elon Musk. Thank you. Yeah, just to open to the floor. Yeah, each of you feel free to just unmute, share your reflections, your takeaway, or any question to, you know. It's a great example, you know, along with this example, when we share those, when we marry those right ingredients of the leadership, and how we can bring that exponential quantum success makes even more sense. Thank you.
Yeah, I think some of the entrepreneurs, I think Ford and, you know, there's most of the entrepreneurs do this thing. But one thing is Elon Musk that takes it to another level. He does this in in different industries, which is totally unheard of. And
yeah, that's so true. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, come on, participants. Yeah, feel free.
Yeah, think differently rather than thinking in the same way to achieve your results. That's what my key takeaway from this session, Ashok.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Ashok. That was a great presentation. Again, beautiful book, and again, every single thing is a takeaway over here. But one thing that you mentioned, it really kind of it started making me think. I was actually in the middle of something, and you said that, and I had to stop it for a second and just captured my thought. Is when you mentioned about that manifestation, and if I captured that name correct, it was like Joe Whitney, something like that.
Joe Vitale, yeah. Joe Vitale
Vitale.
is one of the one of the authors. He has written a lot of books.
Correct.
In his workshop, he talks about this. He tells that people come to him saying manifestation doesn't work. So I've been doing it for so many years. Nothing seems to have helped. My life has been the same. But he
Yeah.
tells whenever the inspiration has come, have you taken action on that inspiration? Have you taken
And that's
massive action?
and
So
that's an excellent point. That's the one that it really kind of made me think, because a lot of time people just blindly write, and I'm sometimes I just write affirmations, right? And I've heard, like, again, I've heard some jams about affirmations. Is like, hey, no, you write the affirmation and leave it to the universe to provide you what you want. And sometimes you just write it and think, okay, that thing is gonna come, whatever it is gonna come to you. But that is not what really the universe is gonna do for you. What the universe is gonna do for you is it's gonna drop those hints. It's like, hey, do this action, take this action. With again, and it's a quantum leap. It's a massive action. What we talk about, but the universe is gonna give you those hints, those clues. And then when you start acting on those actions, that's when really you see your manifestations coming to reality. And I've seen, and again, at the moment you said, it kind of started. I started going into my flashback, and my affirmations is like, hey, which one did really come out, which one did not? And I was like, every time it comes up, I didn't realize it was when I was writing those affirmations, there was some hints that were coming to me, and just unknowingly I captured those hints. And when and only if you take that action, those manifestations did happen. But some of those I just wrote it, even though I wrote it with all the feelings. I didn't like it. I'm not just blindly writing it, I'm visualizing it and I'm writing my manifestations. But I probably didn't capture the hints that the divine or the universe was kind of providing me. Then those affirmations don't work. So thank you for sharing that. It really caught me this morning. And I'm going to be now more kind of cautious when I'm writing my affirmations. I'm going to be more aware what I'm writing, and try to basically look for these hints or drops that's coming to me. So thank you very much for bringing that up.
that's awesome, Purva. I think that's what I should be also doing. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, it was very powerful. It was very, and again, as I'm also speaking right now, I'm going through my flashback memories, and I'm sure all of you have experienced the same thing. When we write it, it's not the thing just falls on your lap, right? It's like, but you because at the end of the day, we all have to take actions, right? It's only when you take actions that the results show up. And the part of this affirmation is basically kind of, it's kind of requesting the universe, is like, hey, just give me some ideas, tell me ways how can I get the thing that I'm really pursuing for. And that's where this really the streak of affirmation kind of works. So yeah, it was really awakening for me this morning. Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Purva. Yeah, wanna go next?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for the wonderful question. As always. Um, so you gave me an answer for the question which I had for many years, which is on a funny note. The fly, I always see this fly, number particularly, right? It comes to the home, but when it is roaming inside the home for the first day, it is like having all the strength. The second day, it is next to the glass door, but I can easily catch it, and I don't want to kill it. I just wanted to catch it and just leave it outside. I was able to do that on the second day easily. Now I understand why. Because it loses its strength, looks like it keep on trying to go out, right? So that was an interesting analogy, actually. The metaphor which will help us to actually do things differently rather than, hitting the door which is already closed. Thanks so much for your time, Ashok.
Yeah, and also it made me think about your presentation, Karthik. When you said have massive goals, yeah, have a goal, have a clear vision, and the ones which you said you need to have a much bigger goal. I think that's when I started thinking of your presentation in this book.
Yeah, the burning desire, right?
Burning desire.
Shake you here. Perfect.
Yeah, lovely, Karthik. Thank you. I think anytime any of us see a fly flying, I'm sure we will be able to relate with this. People rather being burning out and working harder and harder without finding the smart ways of getting through it. Lovely. Yeah, who wanna share next?
On another note, Elon Musk example, is that from the book, Ashok, or is it your own summary?
It is the Joe Vitale manifestation and Elon Musk. It's all my.
That's what I was thinking. No, nobody can say.
The book is so
So
small.
you added your own flavor. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that actually tells me that I try a lot of things. Sometimes I feel I am crazy. Now that you put everything about Elon Musk together in one slide, I'm not even 1% of that craziness that he is having. So I'm okay, I think.
There are some authors who talk about this higher performance and all those kind of things. The 4-hour work week author, I think he is all into this high performance and high productivity and high. I don't know whether we can call it as incremental or it's a quantum leap or quantum jump.
Hey Ashok, thanks for the presentation, Balaji here. One of my key takeaway, like I joined a little bit late, is take a quantum leap to be massively successful. And your examples of Elon Musk was actually was like very well gelling with this particular book and how it's been like presented, right? Thanks for taking all the time and giving your insight here.
Yeah, you're welcome, Balaji. Yeah. Thanks.
And thank you, Balaji. It's great. Yeah, well, others, are ready to share next, about your key takeaways, summary, right? As Ashok was, sharing so beautifully, powerfully, and this author, Price Pritchett, it's a very, very deep dive around looking at ourselves. Many times we take action, right? Not even a day without taking action. But what action we take is what is very important, right? So rather taking a very roundabout ways, or rather just finding and taking and getting that exponential quantum success. That quantum success starts with the quantum thinking. Yeah, the quantum leap starts right from the way we conceptualize, we strategize, we get things. That's why this book is it's one of the powerful strategy book, I can call it, because that strategy and it's just putting you together, connecting all pieces together, and getting the life together, and making you to even jump into it, rather in conventional ways, looking at from a breakthrough perspective or a break-free perspective of looking at in a much incremental way, so that the actions, whatever we take, will be very bold action. Very looking at the possibilities, looking at to achieve the goal, rather making it small, and making a quick shift or a kind of dramatic shift, we say, right? And in a mindset, the moment we remove the limitations from the mind, magically it will work, right? I used to say, right, in our sessions, rather automatically it will happen as auto-magically. And the way we change or shift our mindset, and when we break all kind of limiting belief, especially we need to really continue discovering our own limitations. So the limitation in all areas of our life, yeah. And Elon Musk example, what also said, right? So I was working when he was a CEO, he was with PayPal. The kind of shift what he was taking is, I mean, it even made the other stakeholders to think, oh, because when a leader who really thinks beyond and going, and people may not know the real vision of that quantum shift, and we all know a little background that even he was sent out even from his own founding company and various things, the kind of challenges, the hardships whatever he had gone through, but he never give up on thinking as a no limit, right? Even now, with his SpaceX way of doing it, or looking at the entire world, for example, even PayPal is how it made that entire payment industry so simple, so powerful, connecting the entire world. And then many companies started adopting. If you look at it now, there's many providers and doing it the same way. Being a private org, looking at the car industry a little differently, the space industry differently, and the Neuralink project completely differently, yeah. And the idea is here, the kind of key takeaway is, how we can really break our own limiting belief, and how we can really overcome in a way that, identify. First of all, we need to identify. We all have one or other that are self-imposed constraint, conditions, and there are a lot of things, which will just make people to hold back. And rather, if you want to really go beyond, and we want to really challenge our own limiting belief, and we need to untap our huge, greater inner potential. That's the whole idea, right? And then how you are really taking a very, very, that U square itself, if you look at the square, right, it's not even multiply effect. It's not additional effect. It's not multiply effect. It's a not, it's a much exponential effect, right? Quantum effect. So that square, which says that, hey, it's not just taking a step by step, but just fly, just get out of your comfort zone, take the massive action, and that quickly, like launching the rocket, and taking the immediate quick action towards your goals in a way that all your procrastination will be burst, and any kind of hesitation, inhibitions, or all other limiting belief and thinking, all other barriers, will just be gone, right? Once you really take that bold step. And that's what is needed, right? All of us, if we can take a couple of takeaways here, it's about, just finding out what is your limiting thing, which is really, really making you to play small, and how you can really play big through your massive shift and taking that bold step. Yeah. So that's what this U square, like anchoring, you can just take it the same way, how you really view at the risk. And see, maybe there's a difference, as we say in our sessions, right? So the king code, queen code. If you're a queen and if you're a king, you have a much bigger problems to solve, bigger risk to handle, and not in a kind of safe zone. You're just deal with the day-to-day life. Like Bharati says, means don't just be a seeker of a regular day just to look for food and sleep and the regular day, but rather you are a massive, amazing, powerful engine. And how we can do is embrace the risk, do bring that extraordinary result, and think really, really big. How we can really take that calculative risk and overcoming the fear of failure and anything just stopping you. Just you can really go unbreakable, unsinkable, unstoppable. Yeah. So that the success is much bigger. Yeah. And the same way, even if we want to learn anything, we don't want to just go in a regular conventional way of learning, but we need to really, even the fly concept we say here, right? The other fly. Yeah. Fast learning, instant, immediate implementation, and how fast, there's no, we are meant, for example, if you are buying a phone, for example, we want to use its 100% power, right? 100% efficiency. The same way, we have been launched as a natural satellite in this world, and with the supreme power. But what do we do with that power? And how fast we need to really adapt with that, learn with that, with the kind of, the fast-paced world, how we really quickly get to learn, apply whatever we learn, and then making that knowledge not just as a bank of the lazy money which is sleeping, right? But rather, get a greater interest for that money to grow, and how we can really apply it in a real life. Yeah. And also he talks about few other things about how we can really be available or even create your own opportunity. Yeah. The new opportunity, the kind of blue ocean kind of strategy, whereas you'll be able to be a game changer, not just for you, but even for the entire industry. Yeah, like how people are looking at the thought leaders, because the world is always operating only through that kind of brave souls who are working for that. Like there's a word called serendipity, right? Means the positive surprise. Yeah. So always, look for that something wonderful is going to happen, and always look for that kind of greater things in your life that let more and more serendipities, be filled in our life. And how committed we are towards our goals and dreams, or are we really being hijacked with our distractions? How we can really overcome our own inner resistance, in our own inhibitions, and then just do it. And then there's a power in visualizing something bigger, and using the power of imagination to think bigger, to solve bigger, to do bigger. Yeah. And in a way that, you can completely have a very intense belief so that you'll have a much taller growth in life, right? Similar to how the roots, the stronger the roots, the stronger the tree, then the stronger the forest, or the stronger the world is, something like that. So we want to use that power of imagination to its best, and break any kind of comfort zone. Like we say in our sessions also, comfort zone is equal to stuck zone, comfort zone is equal to dangerous zone, comfort zone is equal to no growth zone, no learning zone. Yeah. And we want to just step out of our comfort zone and go out of any kind of discomfort, and just go grab the best of the best in the world. Yeah, that's what it is. And also about how we can really continue building that quantum momentum. You can note it down, right? The quantum momentum, and in a way that you maintain it, your level of looking at life is completely different. Yeah, you want to go unstoppable, you want to go unbreakable, in a way that let your past not be the barrier, rather let the past be the great lesson. And how fast you learn, even we also say here, right? It's about failing faster. Yeah, fail, be ready to fail, but fail faster so that we can just move on. That way, this is a very powerful book, a very strategic book. I really wish each of you to apply those in real life, and see that what is that one takeaway we can take it and then apply in our life, so that we can make that small, consistent, or deeper level of committed, inspired action, so that the more and more we take that massive inspired actions, we will be able to get and experience that massive compounding quantum growth. Yeah, that's what this U square. So whenever you think about U, I say one acronym right here. U is equal to, I love creating my own acronyms, like improvement starts with the innovation, starts with the inspiration, starts with the impact, starts with the initiative, starts with the same way. U, I say it as an acronym, like your opportunities are unlimited. Unlimited. So it is really relating with the title, also relating with my analogy around your opportunities are infinite. Yeah. And as we say in our Energile sessions, life is equal to infinite possibilities, infinite opportunities. Are we really looking into that way of infinity? Yeah, then the power of infinity will really make us completely powerful to take charge of our life and climb. Thank you so much once again, Ashok. Any other summary points you want to say, or anybody else want to say? We'll take maybe another couple of minutes and then conclude.
Nothing else, Mahendiran. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Participants? Vinila, Vindhya, Sudhir, Sudha, Kasturi, Madre. All right. If not, I'll conclude. Thank you once again, Ashok, for picking a powerful book. This is one of my favorite books, and it's always been quoted. Like you say, by my lovely mentor, Bob Proctor, always talks about it. It's in one of the top the list. And also many of my other business mentors also used to refer. It's a lovely book. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah. See, this is the one book where the title is shorter, the subtitle is longer, and the result and impact what it gives also is even more deeper and longer. That's how I see this book as like U square. Like it's a very simple title, but the way it takes us inside, it's a very tiny little book also. If you look at it, I think how many pages, Ashok? I think it's a very less number of pages. I forgot
I think it's like 35 or 36 pages. It's
yeah. Yeah, even seeds are very small, but the magnificence of the seeds is much bigger, right? Same way.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm just reading just for the record. I'm also reading few of the comments you received. Take quantum leap to be massively successful. Thank you, Ashok. This was a very great presentation by Balaji. And Sudha says, thank you so much, Ashok. All right. And a few other comments also coming. Yeah, cool. We'll conclude. Until see you again. Chin up, cheer up, and keep shining. So let's keep taking that quantum leap. See you all on top. Take care.